This market has become a charnel house for the semiconductor stocks, even the ones that put up great numbers, because Wall Street's terrified of what will happen to the industry in a recession. I think the punishment has gotten excessive. Take Qualcomm, the wireless technology titan, and a stock we own for my charitable trust, which you can follow by joining the CNBC Investing Club. This thing is now down 38% from its January highs, including a brutal $10 decline yesterday, or nothing. Some of this is because people are very worried about the mobile market, especially with the Chinese lockdowns causing huge headaches for smartphone manufacturing. Some of it's simple guilt by association. As I see it, Qualcomm doesn't get enough credit for its exposure to the auto industry or the Internet of Things. But nobody wants to hear that right now, even though the last 2 quarters were sensational. At these levels, the stock sells for just 12 times earnings, 2.5% dividend yield. I think it's cheap. I've been wrong. I think Wall Street's underestimating how much money this company can make, even in a nasty downturn. I think I'm going to be right. But let's not take it from me. Let's dig deeper with Cristiano Amon. He's the president and CEO of Qualcomm, so you can understand why this stock gets cheaper and cheaper as it goes along. Cristiano, help me, help us. We see the stock go down, 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 and it makes us think that business has just been shut down at Qualcomm. Is that the case?
Good to talk to you, Jim. Look, at the end of the day, all the growth fundamentals of the company remain intact. The company is showing strong execution, operating discipline. Since our earnings call, what we have done, we added Volkswagen to our automotive pipeline. We announced a number of new products across all business, and we completed the acquisition of Cellwise. So at the end of the day, I think we see a lot of opportunities for Qualcomm on auto, on IoT, and even our mobile business, we're executing well. You know, I remind everyone, we are gaining share in the OEMs that matter. Samsung, we went from 40% to 75%, and we talked about that last earnings call on the Galaxy S22.
Now, Qualcomm expect Qualcomm to be sole source in Samsung GS23, raising estimates. That's KeyBank yesterday. The stock went down 10 points after this, Cristiano. Does that make any sense to you?
Look, when you look at the stock trading, we're correlating very well with the stocks. Actually, very, very strong correlation entire year. So we're really, it's really, hard to understand the market right now, but we're really focused on stuff that we can control. And at the end of the day, when you think about the mobile market, you said correctly, we're focused in premium tier. We're focused on share of wallet. We have seen a structural change in the market that benefited Qualcomm, which is gaining share of Samsung and executing on the Huawei SAM. That's all new growth for us. And at the end of the day, automotive and IoT continue to be a strong story for the company.
All right, but has China just totally shut down? Are you doing any business in China right now? And will the analysts be disappointed when they see it?
We continue to business with China. We have, as you would expect, if you have, a lockdown situation, it's going to impact some of the consumer business and phones. But we have seen how those things bounce back. And what we have been very focused on the China business is to focus on the premium and high tier share wallet across Vivo, Oppo, Xiaomi, Honor. And we continue to execute on that plan.
Now, how about automotive? Any new wins?
Automotive, it continued to be an exciting story. I just came from Paris in a lot of interesting meetings in Europe. I think the Qualcomm digital chassis is resonating well with this industry. And really, when you think about automotive, we're winning the future of the automotive semiconductor business.
Now, how about GM? Because we know that GM's unveiling a series of products that everyone's ignoring it, frankly, Cristiano, except for the buyers. My wife has sampled some of it, says it's sensational. I know that's one person, but believe me, at this point, I'll take anybody. How is GM doing?
GM is actually one of our most strategic customers. We continue to be very close with them. I think the transformation of the automotive industry with technology is amazing, and GM is actually at the forefront of that.
Now, I always thought that 5G was secular growth. Now, because of the slowdown in the economies that the central banks want, people tell me that's going to hurt 5G too. Isn't 5G the future and it's kind of unstoppable?
I don't understand the comment about 5G and broadband in general. We all know that 5G is actually going to be the last mile technology that will enable the connected economy. I'll just point an example. Google this week talk about now expanding GCP and enter the 5G private networks. That's in addition to what Microsoft had announced with Azure for Operators as well as AWS. There's this belief that the enterprise is going to continue to build 5G. That's why we bought Cellwise, which is a cloud-based solution to add to our silicon. And we're just at the beginning of the 5G ramp. This technology is going to be there for a decade.
Now, in the June 1 conversation that you had at Sanford Bernstein, you talked about Meta, Facebook, virtual reality. No one's giving you any credit for these. Do you have big projects lined up that we're going to be surprised that you're involved in?
This is another area. When we talk about the growth opportunity for Qualcomm in the future, this is another area that we're just at the very beginning of this growth curve. And Qualcomm continue to announce designs. We have over 40 different designs, and many of those have not yet launched, of virtual reality, augmented reality devices. And you just think about this trend. Connection of physical and digital spaces is going to happen, and that's going to be about digital twins of everything from both consumer and enterprise. And that's going to be a multi-year growth trajectory as we build the metaverse. We're just the beginning of that.
Now, your stock is at 120. When you saw you last was about 40 points above. Do you have enough? You have a huge amount of cash. You are able to do so many different things. Are there projects you want to do, or should you just sit there and buy back as much stock as you'd like, because people don't throw away your stock because they don't understand the future?
That's a great question. And here's how I'm thinking about this. We have the ability to continue to do opportunistic buyback. But, we are a company that had actually, if we have seen opportunities, we had invested to accelerate our growth. So we are now looking in how to preserve our ability to do M&A, because as you said, maybe there's an opportunity here given where the market is.
Well, Cristiano, that means you're talking to a lot of people. Does the gloom surprise you? Because, you are in the thick of every single growth market. Are you surprised that other CEOs I encountered last week in Silicon Valley were very down? You don't sound too down.
It's hard for us to predict the future, but it's, I'm going to give you two answers, right? The first answer is a lot of those technology transitions, the trend is very clear, and some of it is really recession-proof. Think about, for example, digital transformation of enterprises with technology, what's driving our industrial IoT business. You do it for growth, you do it for cost reductions. And the other way to look at this, we are entering some markets which is brand new for Qualcomm, haven't even started. For example, the transition of PCs to ARM. Just a couple of weeks ago, Satya, during the Microsoft Build conference, announced a project Volterra. They're giving a development platform to the Windows developers with a Qualcomm ARM processor inside for the transition of ARM. We haven't even started that. So I feel, we can't really control what the market is, but the technology trends driving demand for Qualcomm technologies are still there. Everything is still there. Well, that's why I'm not that negative.
All right. I think that at 120, well, what can I say? I told everyone to buy it from my investment club. I am sticking with it. I'm sticking with you, Cristiano. You have too much in the pipe in the future. I want to thank you so much for coming on Mad Money.
Thank you.
Now, when I called Cristiano, I said, you want to come on? He said, absolutely, because he understands the growth of his business, which is multi-year. Maybe not the next 8 days, but multi-year. Mad Money's back after the break.